Every year, luxury brands are releasing new watches that cost more than some cars. And every year also, Microbrands release new watches under $1,000 that collectors just can't seem to stop talking about. Both sides claim to be innovating, but here's the question I've been thinking about. Who's really pushing watchmaking forward? Is it the luxury houses? Or the smaller, more agile micro brands? Because today, innovation simply doesn't mean what it used to. Is it a new case material, a new escapement, a new business model, a whole new way to build community? Today, we're going to carefully break this down across 3 different areas. And by the end, I don't think that you'll find the answer is as simple as you'd expect. So before we start any comparisons, obviously we'll need some structure. So here's a quick breakdown of how we're going to measure innovation. So as I quickly touched on earlier, we'll use 3 separate categories to measure innovation between luxury houses and micro brands. The first will be movements and mechanical engineering. The second will be design and materials. And lastly, we have marketing and the way watches are sold and experienced. Because innovation isn't just about what's inside the case. It's about how the entire system evolves. So let's start with movements. Now, to be frank, this is where luxury brands still dominate. In the last few years, we've seen serious technical development from luxury brands like Rolex, including new escapement architecture like the Dynapulse escapement in their new land dweller, which completely rethought energy transfer and efficiency at a fundamental level. Brands like Omega continue refining their coaxial escapement and master chronometer certification, pushing magnetic resistance and chronometric standards beyond what most of the industry can match. Meanwhile, Audemars Piguet, Patek Philippe, and others continue to invest in ultra-thin perpetual calendars, chiming mechanisms, and super complex calendar systems. Now, this type of R&D takes enormous capital, and microbrands simply don't have the resources to build proprietary escapements or invent new regulating systems. So on pure mechanical breakthroughs, luxury brands still lead. But here's where it gets interesting. Microbrands innovate differently. They may not create new movements, but they have created new access to them. Brands like Christopher Ward have introduced true flyer GMTs at price points that would have been absolutely unthinkable a decade ago. Baltic has brought us accessible mechanical chronographs with vintage proportions under $2,000, something that luxury brands have abandoned at that level. Other micro brands leverage Milda 9 series or Solita SW300 movements and package them with sapphire, solid bracelets, and strong finishing. So while they aren't inventing new escapements, they are democratizing mechanical capability. Luxury innovates vertically while micro brands innovate horizontally. Now, when it comes to materials, luxury brands have definitely been busy. IWC has expanded its use of ceratanium, blending titanium lightness with ceramic hardness.
No, ceratanium is a quite recent innovation from IWC that is based on our history being an innovator in ceramics and titanium reaching back to the 1980s. But this material really combines the material characteristics of titanium and ceramics in one new material. And it really uses the toughness of titanium and combines this with the hardness and scratch resistancy of ceramics and results in a material that is not only very durable but also delivers a completely differentiating look.
Rolex and Omega have also pushed titanium into a lot of mainstream sport watch collections. But here's the pattern. Luxury innovation and design is often evolutionary. They refine icons and protect brand DNA. They move very carefully because when your designs are worth billions of dollars in equity, risk is expensive. However, microbrands don't have that constraint. They can try brutalist case shapes if they like. They can try integrated sports designs without decades of legacy. They can go with stone dials like Aventurine or Meteorite, or even do wild loom experiences. Look at brands like Studio Underdog turning playful colorways into cult hits. Or Fulan Mari, who blends vintage design cues with modern accessibility. Microbrands often iterate faster. Smaller production runs often means that they can innovate quickly if something resonates. In pure aesthetic risk-taking, microbrands may be leading the charge right now. Now, this is where the conversation really shifts. Over the past few years, microbrands have completely changed the way watches are launched. Direct-to-consumer models, Kickstarter validation, Instagram-first marketing, founder-led storytelling, you name it. Brands have even built communities on Discord where they show prototypes openly and involve collectors in feedback loops. That level of transparency was almost unheard of in traditional Swiss watchmaking. But luxury brands haven't stood still either. They've been innovating through experience. boutique-only releases, global synchronized product drops, collabs with Formula One, fashion houses, and even contemporary artists. Look at the way Tag Heuer integrates motorsport partnerships into product storytelling, or how AP builds entire cultural systems around music and art. Luxury innovates at scale, while microbrands innovate through intimacy. So, now we find ourselves back at the big question. Who's actually innovating more? And the uncomfortable answer is, it just depends on what you value. If for you, innovation means new escapements, advanced technology, and high complication engineering, luxury wins. But if innovation means design experimentation, faster iteration, or community-driven launches, then microbrands are ahead. Maybe innovation hasn't simply shifted from luxury to microbrands. Maybe it's split. Luxury brands are pushing depth by refining mechanics at the highest level. Microbrands are pushing agility, redefining access, design risk, and community engagement. And honestly, this competition could be the healthiest thing that's happened to the watch industry in decades. So I'm curious, when you think about innovation, who do you think is leading? Luxury or microbrands? Or are they operating in two different dimensions? Let me know in the comments, and be sure to give this video a like as well as subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. Until next time, peace.